Ciao ragazzi, I numeri italiani, parte I've lost count, there's been so many parts. But anyway, Italian numbers, let's have a look at prices. How do we talk about prices in Italian? This is really useful. Sono Manu e questo è Italy Made Easy, that's my channel and that's what you've been watching hopefully for a bit. Italian prices. We're not going to talk about is it cheap or is it expensive, that's all relative. We're going to learn how to pronounce prices so you can read them and say them and understand them. The two main components for prices are numbers and the two keywords. This one, which is not pronounced as you would think. It's euro. E-u-ro. Euro. Euro. Don't say euro because they won't understand. Like really, they won't. Euro. Euro. Three sounds. Eu becomes one. Eu-ro. Euro. Okay? And the next word that we don't really use a lot, it's the word for cents, which is centesimi. Centesimi. Notice how the S sounds like a Z? That's because it's in between two vowels, okay? Centesimi, which means cents, okay? So let's start with prices that are only cents, like something that it's like 50 cents, 20 cents, okay? First of all, we don't have words for like a quarter or a dime or a nickel, you know, or the equivalent. We don't have any of that. So whatever number it is, you just say it, okay? So if something is 10 cents, you would say 10 centesimi. If something is 25 cents, you just say 25 centesimi. If something is 90 cents, what would you say? Yeah, 90 centesimi. Now, apart from coffee, not many things cost cents in Italy. So let's move on to the more realistic price of things that cost euros. Let's start with 1 euro. How would we say that something is 1 euro? Simply, un euro. Un euro. Okay? So we look at it, there's a euro sign, and then the number, we say it the other way around. Like we do in English with dollars, we say $7. We don't say $7. Okay? So, what's this one? 4 euro. 4 euro means 4 euro. How about this one? That's a big number. Let's say you're buying something more expensive. Yeah, simply 300 euro. 300 euro. And how about this big number? You're buying a flight or something. 1000 euro. 1000 for 1,000 and euro for euro. That's simple, okay? But what happens when we have euros and cents, which is in most cases, right? So what's this here? That's 4 euro and 20 cents, right? There's a few ways of saying it. We're gonna go through the standard way first and then we'll get more slangy, okay? So properly, this one would be 4 euro e 20 centesimi. 4 euro, euro, e and 20 centesimi, cents. So 4 euro e 20 centesimi. Ripeti? How about this one? You just bought a pizza and a beer. Okay, let's try. Have you tried already? I'll give you a second. Good. This one is 12 euro e 90 centesimi. 12 euro e 90 centesimi. Okay, and finally, another total. You bought a few shirts and pants and stuff. 74 euro e 50 centesimi. 74 euro e 50 centesimi. Now you realize that that's a mouthful. I mean, that's so long. I mean, do we really say all those words? No, we don't. You might hear them, you might say them, but there are more practical ways of speaking. And here's the first one. We are not going to say centesimi because we don't usually say it. So let's try again. Let's go back to 420. That's 4 euro e 20. That's it. 4 euro e 20. What's the next one? 12 euro e 90. And finally, per finire, 74 euro e 50. That's a lot easier, isn't it? We're not saying centesimi, which is a hard word anyway. There's another way to say it. It's even cooler, it's even quicker, and it saves you even more trouble because you don't even have to say the word euro, which I know you don't like too much. And that's simply that we don't say the word euro either. So let's go back to this one. Like, you know, in English, I said it before, it's 4.20. If you, in the context of shopping, and you just bought a coffee, you know that 4.20 means $4.20. Okay, in other contexts, it wouldn't make sense, but you know what the context is, so you can actually hear and say the price without cents, or without euro and without cents. So for example, this one is 4.20. 4.20. 4.20, which could also be the time, 4.20, but doesn't matter, it's the context, right? The next one is 12.90. So, for example, you ask, how much is it? Quant'è? Quant'è? Meaning, how much do I owe you? Like, how much do I have to pay? Quant'è? And they'll say 12,90. Don't freak out. It simply means 12,90 €. Okay? They're not asking you thousands of dollars or euro. What's the next one? 74,50. So, quant'è? 74,50. So we are basically just saying numbers, and we're using e, which means and, between the euro value and the cents, okay? And that's the most common way of talking about prices, hearing them and speaking them. You do whatever you like, but be prepared to hear them in the slangy ways that I've just taught you. Ok, è tutto per oggi. Abbiamo finito con I numeri. That's all for now for the numbers. We're done with them, I think. No, there's other things that we will look into, and I'll keep adding to this playlist. We're going to look at phone numbers and date, and there's so many things that we could do with numbers, but for now, be happy and proud that you do know Italian numbers like no other student of Italian does, I think. Ok, grazie mille e ci vediamo la prossima volta. Un saluto, un bacio, ciao ciao. Pick up Italian quickly and easily. Speak Italian while in Italy. Italy.